Welcome back to TheChowTimePod. It's your host, Red. Got a video today from Revo TV. Vivica Fox proves Kevin Samuels right again. Please like, subscribe down below. I really appreciate that. Do that. Ciao. It's Chow time. So I've been seeing this Vivica Fox news all over the place with different creators. I wanted to get Riva's take on it. Let's check it out.
Are you dating?
Yeah.
How's it going?
I'm wanting to date.
Yeah.
It's limited resources out there, right?
Yes.
Because I'm not getting on an app.
You're just not a
I'm old fashioned. I'm like, I need to meet you and sparks happen and stuff like that. Because I just believe people make up stories saying who and what they are.
Exactly.
And
what are you looking for at this stage, this point?
A partner.
Yeah.
And when I say a partner, I want someone that's going to be fun.
Yeah.
That's not intimidated by who and what I am.
Yeah.
That likes to travel.
Yeah.
Gonna let me go shopping.
Yeah.
I gotta say, for being 60, she looks pretty good.
I feel like you just spoke it into existence.
I hope so, girlfriend.
I feel like you
So
just
you
spoke-
got, and I'm taking applications. So if you got a friend.
Okay.
I'm good.
We'll be all.
And I don't discriminate. He can be. I'm not against different nationalities.
So, okay. So, obviously, we already know what's going around. Vivica A. Fox has I think she's on a promotional tour for her movie, and she basically has spoken about the fact that she is looking for a husband, right, at this stage now. She wants to date. She wants to find somebody that aligns with, her qualities or whatever the case is, somebody who's not, intimidated by her or the success that she has. She's not in that space, and she wants to actually be married. I want to start off by saying, first of all, 60 is a blessing, right? Like that's incredible. That's amazing.
My uncle only was like 68 when he passed. So 60 is, the average age for males is 72.
And I think that the part that gets a little bit diluted, especially on social media, is people are so quick to say things like age shaming, or that, people are coming for her because she's a certain age and how that's not right and whatever the case is. But I have to be honest. I don't think it is age shaming as much as it's the fact that there's a lot of women who, when they are in their younger, finer, prime time years, they pass up all these guys who are willing to not only be with them, who want to date them, who want to marry them, who are willing to, roll out the red carpet for them. And a lot of them pass up on these guys who are great, suitable candidates to be a husband, because they feel that, they can always spin the block when they want to. They feel like maybe their body's going to always look the same. They're always going to have the same, figure, the same shape. They're always going to be at the height of the totem pole of being, so drastically and so desperately wanted. And I think that is the point that everybody is making.
Yep.
When Vivica Fox
You're 60, girl. You had 40 solid years. We'll give you 42 solid years since you were 18 till now. You were a movie star. You've met great men. 42 years you couldn't find a good man? Really, girl? Really?
is a beautiful woman. When she was younger, she was, I remember even from, Two Can Play That Game and all that kind of stuff. She was a very attractive woman, fit, all that kind of stuff, had everything going on, as that's the reason why she was starring in all of these movies, Soul Food, all the above. She then ended up dating 50 Cent, right? And I think they were together for a pretty long time. I know that she was married for about 4 years, like in the late 90s. And ended that relationship. The only relationship we saw outside of that was like her long-term relationship with 50 Cent. And I thought it was very interesting that in the interview that she did, that she said that she was open to dating all races, right? She was like, I don't have no preference. I'm open to dating all races. When 50 Cent, her ex-boyfriend that she was recently with, for a long time, I know in the past couple of years, she said that she loved him or whatever the case was, and he was a good man, charming, something of the sort, where 50 Cent's current girlfriend and her kind of had a little bit of back and forth on social media about it. But she's saying now that she was open to all these races, but when 50 Cent said that he had a quote unquote preference, she was very upset about it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, she was upset, she was mad, it was she called him all kinds of names. So I'm gonna play a clip from that interview and we'll get into it after.
I'm saying, and I look and I go, yo, this is why they get mad, they get angry. And you see a lot of sisters, they go, oh, you fucking with this kind of girl or that kind of girl. That shit is exotic.
Stupid.
That shit look a lot different from the shit that you see in the neighborhood all the time. It looks like that shit look like it came off a boat, baby. Goddamn, you don't like that, motherfucker? You don't like that? You go, goddamn. What's
I
the
agree
matter
with them.
you? Like,
I've been with many women with different races. They all look quite different in every way.
something foreign. It feels like something that you can't just get. So in some kind of ways, it is interesting to explore. You know what I'm saying? But they get mad, they get angry. How did you end up with this motherfucker or this, that? I'm like, huh?
For real.
When that went to Fox Soul, and they had the Cocktails and Queens, Vivica Fox, Shalina, whatever, Claudia, and Lisa Ray. 4 post-wall black women. I mean, not even post-wall. 4 older black women. And they went and asked one of the women, one of the panelists asked all the women, and who was the first person to raise their hand to comment on what 50 Cent said? And an ex-lover of Curtis Jackson, Vivica A. Fox, the first words out of her mouth was with that old, drawn-up Cruella de Vil look on her face. He would say something like that. He's just an F-boy. Now, why you, out of all the people, raised your hand to say something about your ex-lover is very telling. The fact that she came out calling him an F-boy, and you would say something like that, and then she went and did the typical things. You don't want somebody to challenge you.
So the reason why I played this clip is because I thought it was very interesting, right? Because this was years ago, obviously, that he had this conversation, but her commentary on that platform about that situation of 50 Cent having a preference, calling him an F-boy, and then saying, oh, that's just because he doesn't want anybody to challenge you. I think this is one of the biggest problems that we have, and why a lot of Western women, are chronically single and are in a space where they feel like they're not the problem and it can't be them, and that the dating pool is very shallow and that they don't have a lot to choose from. That was the same exact thing that Vivica just said in her interview, that, she doesn't have a lot of suitors, basically, because there's not a lot of people to choose from in the aspect that she's in. And it's the same air of, you just want somebody that's not going to challenge you. That is making it seem like because people are foreign, just listen to this mindset. So because people are foreign, they're not going to challenge a man's mindset.
Correct.
Right? So that means that they're just going to lay down, flip over, do whatever it is that you say, not do whatever it is that you say. And I want to be honest, maybe that would have been true many, 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 many moons ago. But the age and stage that we're in right now, where, social media and the internet is so rampant, and people are now adapting the mentality of Western women in other countries.
Agreed. But I mean, it's not like you can go to these other countries and just treat women like shit or any way you want. They're not going to stand for it. They're going to stand up for themselves. They will challenge you when it's necessary. But when you're leading and they know that you're leading, they will allow you to lead. That is a big difference.
And are trying to push the narrative of feminism even overseas and in other places.
China.
So it's actually not like that, right? Even if you go overseas or wherever the case is, it's oftentimes that there are a lot of women that still have this same mindset. However, there is a drastic difference between the respect level that they have for men in general. Right? A lot of times there is just a certain line that they're not going to cross.
I love that Riva went with the respect thing. The respect thing is probably the biggest thing that is what's causing an issue in the U.S. Women just don't respect men. They don't respect men doing anything. They don't respect men in general. They think all men are evil. Where other countries really do respect men. They understand that men help build everything. Men are the ones that are going to protect them. And men are going to be the one that pretty much takes care of them for majority of things. So they highly respect, they highly regard their own fathers, their brothers, the men around them. Where women here, they don't even care for their own fathers. They can't even think or empathy for their brothers. And they don't even think for the future for their own sons.
Certain things that they're not going to say. There's just certain things that they're not going to do. There's certain aspects that they're not going to try to go toe to toe with a man or challenge a man. That's the drastic difference. Why would a man in a certain space want to be challenged? That's the bigger question. Right? What would be the need for you to constantly challenge your partner? To me, challenge is just code word for disrespect.
Yeah.
Disrespect, emasculate, belittle. To me, that's what challenge is a blanket cover term for.
I'll agree with you, Rivo.
A lot of women, they have a hard time when they realize that their behavior that they are displaying towards men, that men have other options that they don't have to deal with it. Mm-hmm. They get upset about it. Bringing it back full circle to, a lot of the commentary that's being, all over TikTok and Instagram, social media about her being 60 and now looking for a husband. Again, I saw a lot of women in the comment section saying things like, oh, if it was a man, y'all wouldn't have nothing to say. Exactly.
That's the point.
Because the whole quote unquote wall does not exist in terms for a man. It's not the same thing.
We can still have kids in our 60s. So us being with 20, 30-year-olds, we can still produce legacies. Women cannot do this in their 60s.
A lot of men, their financial stability comes a little bit later on in life, right? More times than not.
100%. I'm 37 now. I've probably been the most financially stable ever in my life now. It took a long time, and I was married for 12 years. So I struggled like the financial aspect of it because I was with someone and I didn't build myself up properly before I got married. That was on me. I was stupid about it. Kind of pushed too much for the getting married right away thing. Again, mistakes were made.
Even if a man is 50, 60 years old, we just saw Robert De Niro have a newborn baby, right? Like about 2 years ago, and he's like in his late 70s. It's not the same thing because women want a leader. Women want a man in a position that he is able to teach her things, that he is able to show her certain things that she does not know. There are women who get into relationships with men who are the same age as them, and they show them absolutely no respect. They act like, he doesn't know anything. She has to do everything. She's the mommy in the relationship. He's so dumb. He doesn't know, what clock is ticking. He don't know what's going on. A lot of women are prone to be with men who are a little bit older than them because they find it easier to listen because they're like, yeah, you know what? You do have the life experience. Yeah, you have experienced certain things more than me or
that actually makes sense to me why, women seem to gravitate towards older men because of that respect factor. It's hard to respect your peers, but it's easier to respect a little bit someone that's a little bit older than you, an elder. I guess that's how women's brains seem to work when it comes to older men. It makes sense.
Or you have seen a lot more. It's quite the contrary for women. It does not mean that women who are over a certain age cannot get married. I'm not saying that at all. Absolutely not saying that. I've seen that, right? I've seen women who are older in age and get married and, whether it's their second marriage or whatever the case is, I've definitely seen that. It's not like it's impossible. It's not like it can't happen. It's not like there's not some man somewhere that would not want to be in a relationship with her or marry her.
Yep.
However, a lot of times, even when women are single for a long period of time, talking about, oh, yeah, I can't deal with these men because, I got to do my own thing. I don't got time for nobody who's going to be, quote unquote, insecure with who I am. I need somebody who's going to be secure in who I am. What you tend to see is that in the whole time that they've been quote unquote single, they have not done the work within themselves. That's where the problem comes in.
This is where men are a little bit better. We're very good at self-improvement. As long as we hit rock bottom and get enough support, sometimes we don't even need the support. We just hit the rock bottom and we realize, there's nowhere but up from here. Start working out, start doing your thing, start improving skills. Men are just a little bit better at this.
Because to say, oh yeah, I want a man who's not going to be insecure, that doesn't even need to be said. Right? Like, that already doesn't need to be said. That means that you already see yourself above certain men.
Yep. It's just like the whole when everybody says, I expect loyalty. I want loyalty from my partner. That is a basic. That should be a bare minimum loyalty. Why are you asking for that? If you're asking for that, that means the person you're with or the persons you've been with weren't good people.
That's already taken certain things out the winning. I'm just going to be honest. The work that's necessary, the humility that's necessary. A lot of people say that they want to be in long-term relationships. A lot of people say that they want to be married. But the work that it takes to evolve and grow and not only obtain a relationship, but maintain a relationship, it takes a lot of work. It takes humility. It takes being honest with yourself. A lot of these women proclaim that they want it, but the way that they treat men, the way that they speak about men, the way that they talk about men, everything is saying the contrary. And then they can't figure out why they're single. I think that a lot of younger women should take note of the things that they see and understand that while you over here denying and talking about you don't got time for this and you don't got time for that and trying to act like, you know, you have all this time in the world to find a companion and to find a husband and, you know, it's all going to happen. It's all going to work out and you can reject and disrespect and be rude to and be nasty to and do all of these things to the men who are pursuing you. Just take this as a page, right? Just take this and write it down. That this is also a strong possibility of what your life could be. That's just the truth. Because a lot of women who dismiss men, it's not even like they dismiss men and say, oh, you know, unfortunately, I'm just not really into the situation. A lot of them like, oh, no, he don't got enough money. He has way more money than them, though. Mm-hmm. Oh, no, he don't got enough money to be my man. Oh, no, not with that car. Oh,
remember in China or the China one where, oh, I want $100,000 worth of shit, but I only make $5,000 a month.
Not with this, all superficial things. And the time is just passing and passing and passing them by. And then next thing you know, they're older and they're looking back and saying, where are all the men at? You ran them away because you said they weren't good enough.
Yep.
Now all those men found women who adored them and valued them, and they're already married. They're already taken. Or you were the push in the direction for him to just be a bachelor and just do his own thing and not deal with women in that regard, in the regard of getting married. Mm-hmm. I'd like to know what you guys think about this in the comment section.
Shout out to Reaver. I agree with her. Most of the fuckboys that are out there were created by women like her that just kept passing them up, kept calling them lames and all these things. And these fuckboys realized, you know what? To get what I want, and it's mostly just sex, I'm just going to be a fuckboy and treat women just like how they want to be treated. Please subscribe down below. I really appreciate that. And I'll catch you guys next time.